just right for the times.
確かね、
アナクロ。
アナクロっていう言い方してる。
It was, I guess, a live tape of the band that was on some radio program that was eventually released as an album.
Yeah.
And the host of it was referring to your band as somewhat anachronistic, I guess, old-fashioned. This それがね、
やっぱそういう捉え方してたのかっていう。
Was that the general perception at the time? Do you think people saw you guys as sort of a throwback to?
I don't know about around the country, at the time. I think that we, I mean, we did well on the radio, and so I think people liked it. But certainly in our immediate environment, it was like the big thing was like Led Zeppelin sounding groups and all these groups playing, hot fuzzy guitars all the time and 10-minute guitar solos and that kind of stuff. And we were more oriented toward mid-60s, kind of British invasion music. And, we had a lot of people telling us in our immediate environment how lame we were, but I didn't care about that. We were doing what we enjoyed pretty much, and
You were going to stick by your pop guns.
yeah, our pop guns. That's kind of funny.
Okay. And
なぜかっていうことです。
I feel free. I don't mind what you do.
Oh, excellent. Oh, easy.
He saw last night's show, and he was saying that it seemed like the two guys from the Posies had more of a bond with the audience. You seem to be a little more distant. Is that the way you feel, or do you think that's just
No, I don't feel that way. That could be so, but I wasn't feeling so hot last night. To begin with, I don't know what it was. I don't know. I need some exercise or something.
jet lag or something?
No, I wouldn't say that, but for some reason I was just feeling a little off last night.
I see.
But I don't know about their bond with the audience. I don't feel removed from the audience at all. There are people out there that I look at and that I recognize. And, I have something to say to.
Yeah, the legend has it that when you were playing with the Box Tops, you sort of one day went into a trance and decided you had to go off and do your own music, and that the result of that was Big Star. First of all, is that true? And if it's true, did you have a chance to pursue your ideals or achieve your ideals with Big Star, do you think?
Well, no, it's not really true, but I mean, it's not so far off. I mean, one day I finally got fed up with playing with the Box Tops at all, and it was a very distinct day of my life. I just said, hey, forget it. From here on, I've had it. And I can't say that Big Star was like some realization of some vision of mine. I sort of joined Chris Bell's band, and they were very oriented toward kind of mid-60s British invasion kind of music as I perceived their orientation. And the group was sort of, the way I saw it, the group was sort of designed to play that kind of music, which left out a lot of things that I liked, to do. But being a member of a group, you abide by the rules of the group or you quit. And that was the way I sort of looked at it. For me, there's a lot of jazz music and a lot of black music that I really love, as well as the kind of music that Big Star played. And, two of those categories were pretty much left out of the Big Star thing. But so it wasn't really my vision of the band that I wanted to have now.
Arduous course you've taken since the demise of Big Star, which includes various solo records and being down on your luck and doing day-to-day odd jobs, has been part of your trying to achieve a certain vision, though. I mean, all along the way, you've, I guess, had a certain kind of music you wanted to do, and maybe you weren't always, you didn't always have the, you weren't always lucky enough to like have support of a record company or something, but having gone through the experience of the box tops and Big Star, you were able to go off on your own and start trying to do your own type of thing, though, right?
Well, I don't know. I can't say that there's always been, one vision of something that I wanted to do. It changes from day to day and minute to minute and year to year and everything. I view myself as being lucky enough to make a living playing music, and playing music that I want to play. And there's 1 out of 1,000 musicians gets that chance, and so far I'm able to do that for the last 10 or 15 years, pretty steadily. And I've been lucky. I think I've been really lucky to succeed at first. When I was really young, and then that helped in that everybody knew my name from then on, in a way, and now I'm just cruising along, doing things that I want to do here and there.
Mm.
I'm not sure what the question here
Yeah,
really
well, I
is,
think
but-
what it is like sort of he's beating around the bush and trying to identify you as the lost voice of a generation or something, the possessor of a great musical vision that somehow got lost along the way, and you've suffered for your art, and you've come all this way, and now you've achieved vindication, and the road to success, and I would imagine people in the press are making up their own sort of scenario, and obviously now you're playing it down, and maybe you're just being humble, or maybe you just are your average musician who's happening to get lucky right now.
Well, at every step along the way, there's always, the vast majority of the people are always telling me I'm doing the wrong thing. Now, then, all along the way, everybody has always told me that I was doing the wrong thing. And now people tell me, because I don't make music that sounds like Big Star, that I'm making a big mistake, And, I just say to hell with them, this is what I want to do, and I pretty much always have from 1970 on, and will continue to do that. And if it happens that I can't make a living playing music anymore, then that's the way it'll be.
Do you think you'd be more mercenary about it, like sort of play yourself up as the god of alternative rock or something, and then milk your past career there for a little bit more?
That's what everybody wants me to do. That's.
Have there been really outlandish offers and stuff, like to write songs with so and so, and to make appearances and do like production jobs, sort of?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It seems like a few minutes ago some phrase went by about being lucky enough to be involved with big record companies and stuff like that. I think that would be the unluckiest thing that I could choose to do right now, is to try to appeal to, for me to get with a big record company now, where if I sold 200,000 albums, I'd be a big failure, would be the dumbest thing that I could do, because that's just, I'm not searching to appeal to a mass audience with what I'm doing these days, or what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So, how long is it now? Yeah, 15 years. To try and get on the radio and sound like whoever it is just, it's not my thing. I want to do what I think's best. And to sign up with a record company where I sold 100,000 records and was a big failure would be a big mistake for me. I should stay with indies, where I can sell 10,000 records and be a big success. And the thing about it is that 10 years later, people are still buying my records. which, 15 years later, people are still buying it. Where just right for the times.
確かね、
アナクロ。
アナクロっていう言い方してる。
It was, I guess, a live tape of the band that was on some radio program that was eventually released as an album.
Yeah.
And the host of it was
Environment, it was like the big thing was like Led Zeppelin sounding groups and all these groups playing hot fuzzy guitars all the time and 10
referring to your band as somewhat anachronistic, I guess, old-fashioned. This sort of got.
やっぱそういう捉え方してたのかっていう。
Was that the general perception at the time? Do you think people saw you guys as sort of a throwback to?
minute guitar solos and that kind of stuff, and we were more oriented toward mid-60s, kind of British invasion music, and we had a lot of people telling us in our immediate environment. I don't know about around the country, at the time. I think that we, we did well on the radio, and so I think people liked it, but certainly in our immediate